So I'll do a video right now on shopping. What to do, what not to do. We're gonna go to shopping area. Might as well just start it right now. No, I'll wait. So we're in the Uber.
你那个不用上远大，就是说在那个就是博物馆那附近，就是博物馆那块附近，停地方停就行。行。
Chanel seat covers.
反正就是对这安全带有要求。
有要求，
有要求，坐前面就得带一个。啊，转一撇儿行，没事儿。你后面扣上你就转一撇儿行。这兜里这边，你看这前面抓车呢，这哥们儿。包括抓车。
你看。
这地方兜里门越来，不好接人。你看我就在这边知道你在我身上，没招停不住。 我就没招兜一圈儿。那开封包子给打电话也行，开封包子我找你。你开封包子，开封包子你也是。
Busy streets.
我不是，我怕有的人你别在哈站，就隔一个小路口，他都找不着你。这会儿
啊。Underground shopping malls. Anytime you see KTV in China, that means it is a karaoke place. Chinese, you know, they're not a very aggressive people, and they're very reserved. Just, you know, kind of the Asian cultures generally, and I think that serves as a release for them to get out, have fun, get outside of the group, get loud, be obnoxious, have fun. There is Saint Sophia. The Russians were here when they were building the Trans-Siberian Railway. I don't know the whole story. Maybe the city was more well established than other places in Siberia, so their families came here. And with that came Russian architecture. Good old neoclassical architecture. Yeah, I'm right. Okay, so I'm going to try to break it down shopping. Of course, there's a few different ways you can shop. If you know the language, if you don't know the language, if you're going to be there one day, if you're going to be there a week. So I'm just going to talk about what most people go through when traveling. Not going to be there long, they don't speak the language. Really the best thing to do is to come with something in your hand. Whatever it is, make it look like you've already done quite a bit of shopping. And I mean, you can take my advice or not. It's totally up to you. And if you can fill up one bag with hot air and roll around with a couple shirts and a bag of hot air in another bag, that would actually take it or leave it. But I think that would actually be a good thing. And then when you go, and it's just what I've observed, if they think that you've actually bought things, they think you're actually making exchanges, you're buying things, you're moving, you're making decisions right then, I think they're more apt to want to make a deal with you, want to make a sale. Of course, everyone wants to make a sale, but they think, you know, you're gonna buy right then. Another thing is, if you see something you like, don't make that the first thing you ask for. Maybe ask for something that you think is expensive. Look for something you think is expensive, ask how much. When they tell you the price, look kind of shocked that it's a lot. And maybe pick another thing. Don't act like, make them think you're already settling for something less, because that's too much. So go down and then finally grab what you like and say, well, how about this? And then to be smart, and I've actually failed to do this all the time, look at the whole product, whether it's a copy of something, whether it's just an original that you like. Look at the whole product, look at the stitching. If it has patches, look at the stitching on the patches. Look at the material, real leather, fake leather. You think you can chew on it, if you think it's real, smell it. And just really look over everything so you know what you're buying. And also, if you see any imperfections, you can point them out to the person. If you're interested in buying some knockoff, understand there's a big difference between a cheap knockoff, which Chinese government isn't going to have them get in trouble over, and then a total legitimate, 100%, 99% copy, which they can get in trouble for. So realize that a half knockoff, taking a fabric design or something, is not a big deal. Where a full knockoff you are going to pay more for, because they are somewhat risking their business by supplying it, by selling it, by carrying it. So if you go about that route, you got to look at everything with the tags. Do the tags fit? Does everything fit what the actual product might look like, or is it just a cheap knockoff which only the outside of it looks like it would be what it's pretending to be, but not really. Is when you look on the inside, when you look at it more closely, it's an obvious fake. Once you've done that, understand that even some of the people that are carrying 100% or 99% knockoffs don't realize what they are. So you can get stuff really cheap, and other times they do realize what they are, and it's a little bit harder to get, an incredible deal on something like that. So just as not every product is created equally, also not every mall area is created equally. And like I've touched in other videos, it kind of seems to be, at least in areas where they have subterranean shopping malls, the lower you go, the better it is. But that's not a rule. It's kind of like an art. You have lower rent districts, higher rent districts. And with the lower rent districts, you're going to have cheaper stuff. But again, it's an art, because within those areas you can find jewels. And in nicer areas you can find better priced garments. It depends, I guess, what they want to get rid of, what's selling, and things of that nature, and what they feel they can get from you as well. So the only way you're going to be able to find out which place is best for you is to talk to multiple people, or look on the internet, So once you have that settled, where to go, back to tactics. They're going to look at your face. They're going to look to see if you want the thing, and what you're willing to pay for it. So yeah, this awesome expression, like you love it, they're going to think you're going to want to pay a lot. Right when they give you a high price, kind of, you got to show that you're kind of disappointed in that. And they say a rule of thumb is to expect to pay 30% from what you are given. And the thing is some people are going to give you an honest price, and other people are going to try to jack up the price 10 times what they would usually ask for. So as a rule of thumb, that can work. Really, it's more of an art, and one rule of thumb is expect to pay a lot less than what you would expect to pay in the United States. Expect to pay a lot less than that. And of course, if you're going after a knockoff, then you're going to spend a little bit more. I mean, a good knockoff. If it's a cheap knockoff, same thing. So if it's a cheap knockoff, expect to pay nothing. You know, you're talking about 50 yuan a shoe, 100 yuan a shoe, yen or whatever a shoe, which is $15 US. If it's a good knockoff, look upwards of spending 3 times that. A little bit less than 3 times that. At least 200. If it's clothes, you know, a shirt, you can spend anywhere from 20 up to 150. If it's really high quality, whether it's a knockoff or not, I wouldn't spend that much, 150 yen, but other people will. A sweatshirt, definitely you can spend 150 for a good sweatshirt. Pants, for a good knockoff with no style, you're looking at 50 for some jeans. If it has style, you're going to spend 50 to 100, whether it's a knockoff or not. Whether it has style or not. And that's the thing. There's people here, they know what looks good. And so you're going to see their shop is going to be filled with good things. And a lot of them are going to want to be paid for that sort of expertise. You know, they have a bunch of dank items, and they want to be paid for it. Others have a bunch of dank items, and they're just trying to get paid. They're not trying to get paid extra. They're same rate. You know, others have retail, have wholesale. I shouldn't be explaining that in too much detail, but the thing is, don't look too interested in it. You can always come back. Walk away, you know, try to get the lowest price and then walk away. You can always come back, they're always going to give you that price, so it really doesn't matter. The more you love something and you show it, you're going to get screwed. So yeah, you're ready to walk away. Kind of got to fill it out. The best thing is to know the prices, you know, like these shirts are 50. That's not a great deal. It's an alright deal, but you could get these things for 35. You know, pants for 150. Not a great deal. I don't know if there's silk or something. Like this jacket thing. They got a price on a 500. You could probably get it for like 85. Maybe 100. Probably not this one. They're going to want more for it, but you can get something very similar for like 50 bucks basically. So that's why I settled at 85. And I'm talking yen. So that would be like $7.50, or you know, 10 bucks, 11 bucks if you're going more than that. Places like this with beats and shit, you might spend a little bit more. A lot of times though, these sort of places with hip young kids are not trying to rip off the American. They'll give you a fair price, where, you know, kind of older mom and pop shops, they want to get paid.
Baby, you want to buy more?
More what?
More sweater?
No, that's all right.
That's definitely.
So those are the passive techniques, and Everything that's left is basically just haggling. I'm saying, no, how about this price? Oh, it's too much, too much, no. One good tactic, if you know what the price is going to be and you know what you want to pay for it, have only that amount of money in a certain pocket and say, that's all I have, all I have. Look, or you can count in front of them and be like, when they give you a high price, count it and be like, I would pay that, but this is, count it, this is all I have, this is what I'll pay for it, I can't come back, it's all I have left. That's it. And that you can say I found it somewhere else for this price. Even if that's true and you found the exact same thing and they're trying to charge you double, they're going to say, oh well, this one's different. That's just what they say every time. Oh, this one's different. I think that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. And if I think of anything else, I'll add it. And I say that because I have first-hand experience of looking at the same exact garment, two different places, and one place, the one with the higher prices says, oh no, this one's better. It's not the same. It's not the same. I know for sure it's the same. So from there, just as there's different places within a city that will have different prices and more or less different quality, there's different areas in China that are the same, like a lot of the best stuff for leather, say in China, comes from Guangzhou, more southern, subtropical climate, and that's where you'll find the most fake purses, high quality purses. And let's say you want to go there. What you don't want to do is automatically go with some guide. There's people there that will look for newbies. You get out the car, get out the taxi, get out the Uber, they spot you, they try to hand you their card, they try to take you to the place, and if they know that you just got there, they know you don't know the prices, you don't know what's available, and you become their captive audience, and they'll sit there, wait for you to look for things for an hour, and then you start feeling obligated to buy something. Just a bad choice. If you're gonna do that, if you're going to go to Guangzhou, and that's for leather, that's completely different if you want, watches or something else. Different areas of China specialize in different things. Manufacturing, the heavy manufacturing base isn't in Guangzhou. That's primarily for leather, high quality goods. So anyways, the best thing to do when you get there is to go by yourself, see what they got, see the quality. A lot of times they won't have the best knockoff in view because the police will get angry, but they'll have same exact thing but without the logo, and you can probably ask them for the one with the logo, how much is it? You can start bargaining. Some things you will find very good copies there and you can buy for very cheap without having to ask the guys to take you to the special areas where there's just a boutique of fake items.